Okay guys, to save time, I went ahead and did my foundation and brows off camera. Everything I used will be listed down below. Now I'm going to go ahead and start off with the eyes, taking a skin tone shade. I'm going to go ahead and set my base in place just so everything goes on smoothly. Then taking my Mascarade palette from Juvias Place, I'm going to take the light brown shade and use that as my transition shade. So I'm going to place this into the crease and above it, kind of messily. Now taking Zulu on my 217 brush, which is this brown reddish shade, I'm going to place that into my crease. Then taking a smaller pencil brush, taking this really red shade, I'm going to place this into the crease, and I'm going to go ahead and start like kind of cutting the crease with this. Then to go ahead and clean up everything, I'm going to take a flat brush and some concealer and go ahead and clean everything up. And I'm also going to start winging out the outer corner of my eye just to get that cut crease look. Then I'm taking that pencil brush in the same red shade and just cleaning everything up. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the shade Giza on a flat brush and just pack this onto the lid. It's just this really pretty nice frosty shade, and I'm also placing that on the outer corner as well. Then to go ahead and cut the crease, I'm taking a small angled brush and black eyeshadow, and I'm just going to go ahead and start carving out the crease. And you're just going to want to build this up until you get the intensity that you want and how the blackness that you want. Then taking that smaller pencil brush once again and that red eyeshadow, I'm just going to go ahead and blend everything out. Then I'm going to go ahead and touch up that lid with the same eyeshadow, just touching it up, making sure it stays intense. Then taking that fluffy brush we started with, I'm just blending everything together. Then I'm going to go ahead and brush away my bake using this stippling brush from Sonia Kashuk. Then I'm going to go ahead and take my Kat Von D Trooper liner and do my usually winged liner. I think it looks really good with this cut crease look. Now I'm just going to go ahead and curl my lashes. I'm using this Tarte eyelash curler, and then I'm going to go ahead and put some mascara on. I'm just using the roller lash from Benefit to prepare for some falsies for later on. Now jumping back into the face, I'm taking my Anastasia contour kit and I'm just going to go ahead and contour my cheekbones. I went really harsh in with this contour. I wanted it to look really harsh and dramatic, and so I'm just contouring everywhere on the face. Now to blend everything out, I'm taking a fluffy brush and Nars Laguna bronzer, and I'm just blending everything out. And like I said, I wanted the cheekbones to look really harsh, so I'm going back in with the translucent powder and cleaning up the edges once again. Then taking a black eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead and work on my lower lash line. So I'm just placing this as close to the lower lashes as possible. Then taking this first reddish brown shade we used, I'm just blending out that black. And then going back in with some more black just to touch it up. And then with some more red just to blur it out even more. Now jumping back into the face, I'm all over the place with this video, but I'm placing Prim eyeshadow from Tarte on my cheeks. doing it really harshly as well, like really intense, and then placing some of that on my nose as well. Then I'm just buffing away that bake that we have under our cheekbones. And then for highlight, I'm using Smokin' Whistles from Colourpop, and I'm just packing that on really harshly as well onto the cheekbones. And I'm also going to highlight my nose and everything with this as well. Then for lashes, I'm using my Iconics from House of Lashes. I'm just going to pop those on. I really love the way these looked with the cut crease. Then last but not least for the eyes, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my inner corners with the shade Giza, the same shade we used on our lid. And just kidding, I lied. This is the last part. I'm taking my Colourpop nude eyeliner and just putting that on my waterline just to make my eyes pop a little bit more. And then we are finally done with the eyes. Now for the fun part, I'm going to go ahead and start working on the mouth. I'm going to take that same nude liner we used on our eyes and I'm just going to trace where I want my mouth to be. Then I'm taking the deepest red I could find in my collection of lipsticks and just placing that all over my lid. And I'm also going to place it around my lips. And this is when I realized, dang, this is really going to get messy. And then I'm going to go ahead and just start blending this all out with like cosmetic sponges. These were like my baby, and this tutorial I used them so much. But you do not need to put this much lipstick on. I noticed I only needed to put it really in the center, but what are you gonna do? Then taking clear liquid latex, and as you can see by my reaction, this stuff smells so strong, so prepare yourself. I'm taking that on a Q-tip and placing that where I want to put my cotton. Then taking some cotton, you can get this anywhere at your local drugstore. I'm just gonna go ahead and start outlining my mouth with this. And one thing I wish I did do was start off thinner, just because my mouth ended up being really thick and I kind of wanted it to be a little bit thinner just to blend in with my skin a little bit more realistically. But either way, it looked pretty dang cool. Either way, it looked like I had some like tape or something around my scary mouth. Then taking the same like cosmetic wedge, I'm just placing liquid latex over the cotton, and then I'm also pulling the cotton down to make teeth. And you could do this as much as you want just to make little teeth. As you see right here, I'm just keep pulling it down, and you want to do it before the liquid latex dries, because as you can see right here, I'm having a little bit more difficulty pulling it just because it's already starting to dry. So you're just going to want to keep doing the same process, just pulling down the cotton, adding cotton, and then adding liquid latex on top. Then starting off with the lower part of my mouth, I'm putting more liquid latex and then putting more cotton. This is the part that looks super duper thick, and I wish I did it a little bit thinner just to look a little bit more realistic, but what are you going to do? It was my first FX makeup tutorial, but I still like the way it looked. It looked crazy either way. So I'm going over that with liquid latex once again just to set it all in place. Then I'm going to start peeling that cotton upwards instead of downwards just to make more teeth. And then I'm connecting it with like the top cotton that's on my mouth just to connect everything and make it look more like a mouth. So after you got the teeth the way you want it, you're going to go over everything with more liquid latex. This is just a building process. You're going to want to keep building it so you get the look that you want. And then you also want to get the little teeth that you have in the inside. Make sure you get liquid latex on there, because if not, you can't put foundation over it. Now I'm going in with the knife. This is after the liquid latex is dry. I suggest using tweezers or something less sharp, unlike me. But I'm going into the liquid latex and kind of ripping it and making more teeth just because I wasn't satisfied by how many teeth I had. After I have that on there, everything is dry at this point. I'm going in with a brown eyeshadow, and I'm going over the white part of the liquid latex and also the cotton, just because if you put foundation over white, it would just look lighter, so it wouldn't blend in with your face as well. But I did go in a little bit too harsh with the brown, so my mouth ended up being a little bit too dark. So be very light-handed, or just go in with foundation if you think it's gonna match. But after that, I went in with my Urban Decay All Nighter Foundation in a beauty blender, and I just packed that on top. And you want to make sure everything is dry before you do this part, just so it sticks well. Then after that, I'm going in with a smaller brush in the foundation, making sure I get every little crevice of the mouth. Then taking my RCMA No Color Powder, I'm going to go ahead and set this in place. But I'm also packing a lot of it on just to kind of lighten it up, because like I said, I did mine a little bit too dark. And now for my favorite part, I'm going in with BritanyRaquell Scab Blood, which is this kind of jellyish blood, and a Q-tip, and I'm just placing that into the mouth, so like where my teeth are. And I love this blood. It's like really thick and it makes it look more realistic. I cannot talk today. Now after I got that on there, I thought it needed to be a little bit more deeper, so I'm taking some black eyeshadow and just placing that into the teeth, just so it looks a little bit more deep and hollow. Now for the most messy part, but also the most fun, I'm taking more blood. This is Stage Blood from BritanyRaquell. It's a little bit more watery, and it's also edible, so you can put this in your mouth. And I'm taking that on the Q-tip, and I'm kind of dripping it onto my face just so it looks like my mouth was dripping blood. And then once this dries, it actually sticks pretty well, even though it's like liquidy because it's kind of thick. But I did get it all over my shirt, so make sure you're not wearing anything that you like. This in case was my boyfriend's shirt and I kind of messed it up, but you know. Then last but not least, I just teased my hair to make it look a little bit more psycho and crazy, and this was the finished look. I hope that y'all enjoyed this video. It was kind of like a zombie, kind of crazy-ish mouth kind of scary thing. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. But yeah, if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're not already for more Halloween looks. And until next time, guys, I'll see you guys soon. Bye! Time to take it off.
Take it off then. Let me see it.
I'm scared.
Let me see it.
It's gonna rip off my face.
Let me see it.
Ah! Ah! It looks better like that after I ripped it.
Ready?
Mm-hmm. Ah! Ah! Ew! Look, babe. Oh my god. I gotta wash my face.